Sup guys, it's desRow. Welcome to Bronze to Master episode 10. I'm here today trying to make it to Plat League. Right now we're ranked 2 with 191 bonus pool. The last episode was on Sunday. Was it on Sunday? No, it was on Monday. And there's going to be another episode tomorrow. I'm going to be pushing out more of these episodes. Really want to make it to Masters before maybe the next season, before Legacy of the Void. A little bit of a backstory. The loss I got this season was because I left right away. It was a 12-second game. I've said that multiple times. So what Bronze to Master is, for those of you that just don't know, is a series I do on YouTube where I just ladder for an hour and I really try to explain like everything from building placement to army composition to army positioning to you know, anything and everything, and it really allows me to say more about the game, because when I'm playing in Master League it gets a little bit more intense, where I'm like struggling for my life and like I'm not even breathing normally. I'm just like you know, just trying to win. But you know, when it's Bronze to Master I can relax a little bit more, and this show is really to be educational. So if you're looking for goofy builds or stuff like that, just let it go. It's not gonna happen. It's really so you guys can learn this map. This map's really big. One of the bigger maps in the map pool. I think if you're struggling versus Terran, you should veto this map. If Terran is not a problem, then you should keep it in. It sounds a little too loud for my taste, so we're gonna bump it down. Alright, what kind of build do we want to start the day with? Maybe a 4-gate. I haven't done a 4-gate in a while, like a good old 4-gate. And then after that, because one of the things too that you have to keep in mind is that mixing in cheese to get to the next league is okay. If that's all you do, then obviously it's going to be very frustrating, because cheesing is not always a guaranteed win, and then it kind of feels like gambling sometimes. So if you don't want to get too addicted to cheese, just do it every other game. So for my cheese here, for my 4-gate, I'm going to do 11-gate. I've done this build a lot in the past, but maybe you haven't seen it. 11-gate, 12 gas, and then we're going to chrono boost. So if you have any questions, if you're in whatever league it is, you know, if you have any questions, just tag me in the Twitch chat at desRow Fighting. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to ask questions. I'll make sure to help you. So 15, we get the Cyber Core, then we scout. I think I got one too many probes. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna delay my Zealot actually. Or it's gonna delay my pro production. So I did one chrono on probes. The rest is gonna be on Warp Gate, and I'm gonna chrono my first Stalker as well. Chronoing the first Stalker just, oh, what the hell? Well, that's a free win, guys. I don't know what this guy was thinking. Well, it's not a free win 100%, but because actually it's going to be really hard to run past the cannon, and then if he kills this probe, then that's where it becomes a problem. So I'm going to have to make sure this probe does not die. I actually hotkeyed this mineral line so I can click quickly to do mineral walk if my probe gets surrounded. It's a very long distance to walk, as you can see. Okay, so now that we have enough probes, which is going to be 16, you have a cannon. So he has 2 cannons. And little does he know about this probe. And maybe, just maybe, this cannon's too far for this pylon. And it is not. Okay. So now he sees the 4 gate. And there's nothing I can do to assist with these 2 stalkers. I can park them here. And I guess they'll like help the probe not die. That's as far as I can go, as you can see. These, because I'm never gonna walk through, you know. I'll take just too much damage and so on. So I'll chrono the 2 last gates. Okay, so I'll go back and chrono it. Actually, I have another chrono, so why not? And yeah, there's not much you can do. Oh, what the hell? I thought these were on hold position. Yeah. So this is why you don't forge expand versus Protoss in PvP. This just doesn't work. Hey, desRow, I'm Oh, we made it to plat! That deserves a GG button. Alright. So let me catch up with the questions in chat. Okay. So, whoops. In gold, I lost today to a Terran, Mass Raven, Widowmine, and to Banshee. I'm Protoss. Game was 50 minutes. QQ, I couldn't do anything. Well, you're gonna have to give us more information than that. Because, yeah, I mean, versus Widowmines, you need the Colossus, and then Banshees and Ravens, Phoenixes are pretty good. So, I want to see a game where someone tries to have the lowest APM box, select a click. How good is this build compared to the 10 gate, 3 gate? I feel like this build has more, this build is obviously a little bit less quick, but you have more gates, so it's like more sustainable if you don't kill them right away, if that makes sense. What is the best race to start with? I'm a noob and silver. Protoss is not too complicated. Of course, when you start getting in gold and you have to force field a lot, then it's going to be really hard, but before that... I'm in bronze. How important is it to practice micro? I would focus more on your macro, making sure you have enough units until you reach like silver and gold, and then there's a few custom maps that you can practice your force field micro and stuff like that. Is there a quick DT build versus Diamond and Master Zergs? Not a big fan of DT builds versus Zerg. Of course they exist. Just don't think they're kind of easy to scout as well. Like DT builds versus Zerg is something you like see one game out of 100 in Korean games, and there's a reason for it. It's because it's very easy to just kill the DTs and transition. Like your 3 DTs have to kill at least like 10 to 15 workers to be worth it, you know? Okay, so we have a Protoss. We're gonna open fast expand, see, just so we can test the waters of what plat Protoss are made of. So I caught up with the chat as well. Yeah, DTs were a lot better in Wings of Liberty because the Zergs needed a Evo Chamber to make a Spore Crawler, which is not the case anymore. So after 15 we scout for proxies. Okay, nothing here, nothing there. Okay. 17 Pylon. Nothing here. Right, straight to his base then. Well, that wasn't very straight to his base. Oh, there's a probe inside my base. That's not too early. I'm not too worried. Okay. Second gate. What else do we have from this Protoss? Lots of Chrono Boost. Second Pylon. Lots of Chrono Boost, but the timing of his Cyber Core is similar to mine, so it's safe to think that there's nothing wrong going on. You know? This guy just struggles to, whoops. I was supposed to make Mothership Core first, not Pylon. Like, if he would have a lot of Chrono Boost, but his Cyber Core would be much, much earlier than me, then yeah, I could think, like, oh, maybe, you know, he's proxying something. But in this case, I feel pretty safe.
I am the voice. State, I am the heart.
So I'm looking for the probe, doesn't mean I'm gonna find it.
We are one with cold.
Because I'm playing a macro build, so... So that looks like a position where you would want to DT, because this pylon right here can reach over here. That's usually like a good DT pylon. Bring back the mothership, and so that's gonna be for hallucination. Not hallucination, so I can photon overcharge. So I don't see a second probe being sent out. So maybe he's aborting the DTs. Fast expand maybe? No. Being very aggressive with my stalkers. Yeah, I'm still thinking DTs. Force photon overcharge for basically free. Okay. Making sure I look at my ramp, and we'll get a third gate because he still hasn't expanded. Making sure I look at my ramp for DTs. Server. So yeah, the thing is, like, his gates were pretty late, so it makes me think it still might be DTs. There's no proof of that until I hallucination scout, which is coming soon. If it's Oracle, I have photon overcharge on the main, and if it's Oracle at the natural, I just take everything, click on dispatch, and then go and defend. But not now. Now is not the time. Does he even expand? Still no expand. So because of that, then I can grab a forge, and I should actually stop worker production and make sure I warp in enough units so that I can defend whatever he wants to throw at me. And since we're like in flat, the build I did, okay, so there's a dark shrine. Now, well, I guess a forge wouldn't be bad just for a cannon inside my main mineral line, so I can non-stop produce. So I can yeah, well, he doesn't have a war prism though. He's just 5 gate. Okay, we'll cancel the forge and we'll just go 4 gate. Because I was gonna say, like, you know, a forge and a cannon is 300 minerals. and then it still allows me, because I have like a lot of minerals right now, and it still allows me to produce out of my robo, so I would be safe in my main, but I don't need it. Like, this guy's pretty screwed. His timing's a little too late, you know, 9 minutes 30, still no expand. I can just move out and kill him wherever he is, which I think he's at the watchtower. What we're gonna do is we're gonna unhotkey a stalker and just scout the right side. We're gonna remake the forge. Oh, C's right here. Alright. We're gonna remake, I was gonna say we're gonna remake the forge so we can move out and not die to a DT. Because you could still, my force fields were a little bit poor. If I would have force field on top of my units a little bit earlier so the zealots couldn't do anything, that would have been very nice. But I didn't do that. Immortals on Archons, they do a lot of damage. And yeah. He just doesn't have enough to continue. Just in case he... In case he wants to win with a DT counterattack. 1 cannon per mineral line. Stalker here. Corner the gates. Yeah, this guy is very dead. Oh, he decided to fight. I was gonna try to trap him. Alright. I'm playing on any server right now. Okay, there was a question earlier. Here's a question you might not expect. Again, I'm in goal. When I play, I just don't think. It's like I'm on autopilot. Any tips to keep my mind active? Like, don't miss the probes, don't get supply block. Basically, like, when you're playing, you always have to think about the next step, you know? Like, what's the next step? Okay, I need my upgrades. What's the next step? Okay, I need this. Okay, I need that. You know? desRow on goal, and I always wall off the main ramp versus Zerg with Kate and Cybercore. Why would you not do it versus Zerg? It's auto win versus pools. So you're talking about the ramp inside your main base. It's actually worse to wall it versus early pools because it's much harder to defend your pylon because the probes have to walk further away. So versus early pools, this is not good. The reason you want to wall the main ramp is versus speedlings, like when they have speed and they just try to rush inside your base, then it's good. But if we're talking like 6-7 pool, walling off at your ramp will kill you because it's going to be impossible to defend your pylon. Then the zealot will be compromised, it will never come out. While if you build a pylon in the gate next to your minerals, it's harder for the zerglings to reach, and then your zealot will come out and you'll be able to pull the probes. And life, like the mineral walk aspect of having your gate next to your minerals is much better versus early pools. So if it works for you, good, but that's not the ultimate answer. Alright, so we have a PVT. I'm gonna have a PVT. I actually showed how to do 10 gate Mothership Core Stalker last time we played. Last time we did this on Monday. So today we're gonna just play it a little bit more standard. You always make the mothership core is usually rushed out. Like the first thing you can make is usually the mothership. Like the stalker takes a lot of time to produce, so the mothership core is always a better option. Of course, sometimes you can make a zealot like before the cyber core is finished, but as soon as the cybernetics cores is finished, your priority is to get out the mothership. In most cases, the zealot is kind of useless, so you don't really get it. But unless you're playing a Zerg who's being aggressive, then yeah, then you just wait for the mothership. I think someone was asking in chat, how do you get promoted? There's an external website called nias.kr, and you go to that site, and what it does is it's like everyone in their ranks, and then if you're top 100 of like all the gold players, then usually that's like a good estimation of like you're really close to a promotion. If you're not in the top 100 of all the gold or all the silver, then it means you still have some work to do before you get promoted. So we're just gonna go very standard. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Robo, but instead of going Colossus, we're gonna do Blink and Forge, and then we're gonna grab a really quick third. So I hope you enjoy the ride. We're gonna do that. I've been doing that a little bit on ladder, and it works. This guy though, Proxy Factory, most likely. Maybe he's got something inside my natural or my main base. I'm making a zealot, but I'm ready to cancel it as well. Maybe it's just Mass Reaper outside my base. Tries to get my probe, but that's not working out at all for him. So in this situation, cancel. Okay, so 21 next mothership, 21 Nexus, 21 mothership. That's like very standard. Usually I would grab gas, pylon, then stalker, but because I think it's gonna be proxy reapers, I'm doing stalker first, and then we're also gonna put a pylon here because that would be a good location for him to land his factory. So I can't go too far here with the mothership because, like I said, it could be a Mass Reaper. Okay, as soon as the pylon finishes, I'm making another stalker, and I'll chrono boost it. Scouting with this probe, trying to find whatever is going on. Maybe grab the watchtower while I'm at it. Sometimes I can help. Yes, but when he's got when he's got a watchtower like that, it doesn't help. Okay. Get another stalker and chrono it. Because we still don't know what kind of aggression he's gonna put on. Because when I clicked on this gas, he mined like 300 gas, so that's a lot of gas. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to be in the dark for a little while. Because I scouted everywhere. Like, unless he's right here. And then scouting at this time with the mothership is very risky. I would not recommend. But I'm a very curious person, so... What the hell? Well, this guy said he hasn't played in a while. Maybe like... Okay, I might have given him too much credit. So we're gonna try to do the Twilight quick third that I was talking about.
Research complete.
Okay, we'll get sentries. Okay, spreading my observers, Forge, Twilight, and then the next step is a third base. Okay, so he's got a sensor tower, scans me, doesn't see much. Yeah, that is true. The Plat League has a pretty cool icon. So, third base, sensor tower, bunkers everywhere. Is this guy playing Lego? How am I playing this guy? I'm in Plat. So we're gonna scout with hallucination, see if there's something that I'm missing.
Eager to strike.
What? This guy looks like a bronze. He's got like 2 bunkers, 3 turrets, 1 sensor tower. Like, what the hell? We're just gonna go finish him.
I'm here, shadows.
So yeah, when you do this, this build of the quick third base, what you do is you get like 8 gates, and then you go Colossus. And so with Blink, with Charge, and then with a lot of gates, usually you can do a lot of things. What?
Here in the shadows. Research complete.
What the fuck? I don't think that guy was lying. Man, that's brutal. How many games did he win? What? What? Did they place him in the league after the loss? Man, this guy only has been playing versus AI and stuff. He's been playing like few 2v2s and games versus AI, and next thing you know, he plays me, man. Yeah, it was his placement match. Rippin' Paprika. Alright, that's okay. Alright, a level 105, so this guy should know a little bit more what he wants to do. So we're playing random. Last time I played random on Bronze to Master, I scouted on 9, but this time we're gonna scout on 13. Why are force fields so important for Plat League or higher? Because the way the game is designed, gateway units are not that strong. But once you combine force field into the equation, then gateway units they're okay, you know? So like force field allows you to split the battle in half. So the first half of the battle, like the first half of his army, is much easier to beat than fighting all his army at once. So that's why force field is really important. It's just Protoss is designed in a way that's how it has to be, you know. So when I see like a diamond player and he tells me like, oh yeah, I haven't used force fields, I'm not sure how they work, I'm like, holy crap, how did you get to diamond? So we're gonna open one gas, and then if he's Protoss, then we'll try to grab the second gas as soon as we can. 13 gate, 15 gas. Okay, he's a Zerg, so that's okay. We're just gonna do gate expand. Fill the gas. So we have a macro hatchery and a gas. This is really unconventional. You might want to just make a lot of Zerglings, so we're gonna have to watch out for that. I don't think I've ever seen someone play like this guy. No, you never scout on 9. 9 is too early. 13 is the best scout. 9 is okay when you open Forge Expand. So, Mothership Core first. Panon at the natural. I guess. Okay. Warp Gate. Try to see what he's up to at this point. So he's got a queen. Get the gas. We'll go for the sentry. We'll skip the zealot. My reasoning is, if he's really gonna rush Zerglings, mass Zerglings, I want my wall as soon as possible. And a zealot doesn't really help my wall. Like, sure, having a zealot is stronger than having a sentry in your wall, but it makes your wall a little bit later. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make the sentry now, and then we'll chronoise a lot. And he still hasn't moved out, so it's a little bit weird. So we see, okay, so now he's expanding. So I guess well, I didn't play too safe, because we're really far ahead in workers. He's got a ton of larvae. He's going for the roach warren. That's a very good scout, by the way. Roach warren, and he's got zergling speed. I know that because his spawning pool was shaking. That's how it works when you play versus Zerg. If their buildings are shaking, and then they're upgrading something. Okay. So I'm getting 3 sentries from my gates. But then again, like I said, it might be roaches, because we scouted a roach farm. So we're going to send out the Mothership Core outside our base, try to find something that confirms that it's roach, and then at the back of that, I'm just going to make a robo. The best way. I have a plan on here, and yeah, so we see a lot of zerglings. Warp gate is finished. Oh, I could have trapped all of those lings. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make that decision, so that's why I hesitated. But that would have been like a flawless, not flawless, but that would have been like a very good trade for us. Let's scout with the destination. Maybe we can see a few roach coming our way or something like that. We'll wall the back so that we don't have to go in panic mode if he really comes this way. So at this point, he's got a few drones, but he's really behind. So after 2 immortals, I could just finish the game. Why the immortals? Because we still don't know if there's some roaches somewhere, or if that roach warren is just a decoration, you know. So we're on 3 gates. We're gonna do 7. We're gonna do 7. Whoops. And then we're gonna do 2 immortals. And then we're gonna do a little bit more sentries. We have the gas for it anyway, and then the rest of our gas is just going to go into stalkers. And you must be wondering, like, if you're so far ahead, why don't you just expand? Well, the thing is, we're on the clock here, and I want to show a lot of builds. And in this situation, in this game so far, I can do. Oh, I just kind of walled myself in, and there's an immortal that still is not ready to come out. So we're so far ahead that we can do both options. But going for a macro game could make him could give him a chance to come back. I feel like he's so far behind that it doesn't really. Oh, see, he's gonna go for the 3rd. We need a little bit more workers from all the gates, although. That's not really necessary since we're supply block. Rip. And then whatever he has, we can just force field it. Boom, GG. The other episodes are on YouTube. Okay, seems like that command doesn't work. Let me fix that. So we have another 20 minutes to go, so there's going to be more here it is. What are the keys to a good force field versus Zerg? Maybe I can just hop into the micro trainer real quick. Darglin micro. Ultimate PvP army really depends if you're trying to make a Tempest transition or not. Hey, why is this not loading? There you go. A good trainer for macro? Well, just play versus the AI. The reason I'm still in plat after 10 episodes is because of this account was tanked into bronze, so it takes a lot more game to get to masters. Okay. Why is the sound loud all of a sudden? That's weird. Okay. So a little trick to force field is to force field in front and then behind. And you see how that becomes like a little donut? Like that's a good way. There's just too much noise. That's a good way. Like if we're gonna get to level 2 here in a second. Okay. For whoops, I don't want the probes. Like if we make it like a ton, then you'll see a lot of roaches come. So what you do is you just force field in front, and when they're like trying to like still come at you, you see like this little donut. That's a good force field. But usually like the goal of a force field. How do I like restart it? I don't think there's a way. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. I left 2 wastes. Okay. So, like you force field in front of the units. That way they can't come. So you see the unit come your way and you just force field in front of it. Because if you force field on top of the unit, what it does is it splits it in half. Like let's say I force field on the roach. You see that leaves too much. Like if you want to have a few units to kill because you think that would put you ahead, then obviously that's what you want to do. And then if you're playing versus Zerglings, then you just force field on top of your units so that the Zerglings can reach. But in this situation there's roaches, so that's not the right way to go about it because you killed all my sentries. But like, yeah, I don't think there's a better. How do I get out? Choose challenge. Force field madness. Oh, because like you see how there's like a little ball of there's like maybe 20 marines inside this little thing, and when I get close to it. You see how many marines were inside that? So there's a little tricks, because then it makes it easier for Colossus to do splash damage as well, you know? But yeah, let's get back to the games. It's Darglin Micro Trainer. Do, 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 do. Is there any builds you guys want me to do for this PVZ on Deadwing? Maybe I can do that. Keep in mind, I'm not looking for like goofy builds or stuff like that. Maybe I can do DT, because someone said earlier, can you do DT? And I didn't do DT. Or I said I don't think DTs are good. But we're still in plat, so anything's possible. There's no best build to make it to Masters. That's what a lot of people don't understand. There's no best build. There's no like shortcuts to success. You just gotta take one build per matchup. Try your best to adapt to different situations. And if you get bored of the build, or if you want to try something new and you think that build is like really good the way you do it, then learn another build, and then you can just alternate. Like the most fun for me is when I have like 2-3 builds per matchup to do on ladder, and then I just switch every other game. I'll do this, or I'll do that, and then there's so much more variety. So there's no like one build. If you only do one build, you'll probably get bored. Maybe you'll stop seeing where the mistakes that you're doing. You'll stop seeing the mistakes that you're doing, and so on. So. Yeah, cheese is not the best way to get to Masters. Like, people are pretty good at defending cheese these days. Because there's no new cheeses. Because, you know, we've been playing Art of the Swarm for 2 years now. So so Forge, Banon, Gate coming up, and then we'll put the Cyber Core right here. Okay. The gases were a little bit late. No, the best way to get to Masters is not to cheese, man. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to repeat myself. It's not because games are quicker that you'll do it faster. Plus, a lot of the good cheeses are not that good on the current maps. Well, actually, Secret Spring would like to have a word with me, but... okay. So, I didn't want that to happen, because we're trying to go DTs. I don't know if you guys remember. So it's gonna make it very, very, very awkward. Oh, crap. So I have a Stalker coming out, which is gonna make it a little easier, but... So what we're gonna do is, as soon as we kill this, put down this. There we go. Make sure there's no overlords coming in, and then we're gonna grab a third. This is an old build I used to do. Just the guide is still on my YouTube. Just you grab a quick third, and then at the back of that you go DTs. So they're trying to pressure your quick third, and they don't really think about the DTs. And then you hit them. You hit them where it hurts. The drone line. I'm gonna try to sneak this probe across the map. I'm gonna grab the watchtower first. Okay, so we know there's nothing. I'm gonna leave the probe right here, because it's very common to have an overlord around here. And oh, there's an overlord here. Grab the gates. Okay, so my Dark Shrine is halfway done, so we've got a little bit of way to go. I'm getting Blink. The follow-up to this build is Blink. It's a Blink push. I need my pound on here. I was gonna forget about that. But we should be okay. Okay, we want more gates. Although, that might be a little bit too many. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, I forgot the mothership. That's actually really bad. Oh, what the hell? Man, my DT needs to go to McDonald's. He's not fat enough. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, he knows. But to do the build he did, he sacrificed a lot of workers early, and so that's gonna allow us to have a very strong counterattack. Like oops, just like that. Chrono all the things. Maybe a little bit more gates. Maybe another Archon. Okay. And then we should be good to go. Leave a Zealot at home. Chrono +2. Oh, well. And then with Blink +2 and 3 Archons, unless he transitioned into Mass Roach, like he didn't, then he's really in big trouble. It was a good time for him to turn around and attack, because my Blink Stalkers suffered a lot of damage from that. Okay, I don't know what's coming from these cocoons. I'm gonna try to stay on top of it with my... Oh, so we have mutas. I wanted to... Oh, roaches, alright. Get a pound on a little closer. These guys then come. So that's obviously very bad. Making it a little bit dicey even. None of my Archons have died yet. And rip. But it's okay. And he died. So let's take a look at the income graph. You guys will see, like... you guys will see. So that's the army value. Obviously he was very behind. But that's also the economy. You see this little slope? That's when I killed like 3 workers. But despite killing 3 workers, I was always ahead. And that's when my third finished. I went to the moon. And then that's when I attacked. That's when he had to pull away from his third base. So if someone makes a lot of Zerglings early on, that's a lot of larva, which means that's not a lot of drones, which means you can always come back. That's well, I don't think he thought he was losing. I think he thought he was ahead, and he thought I wouldn't counterattack right away. If a Zerg army is retreating, how should I try to force field them? Well, you want to try to trap, like you want to force field in front of, like where they're trying to go, so that you trap them. So like you want to force field like their butts, but sometimes that's really hard. So you just want to try your best. What? No, playing ranked, it doesn't matter playing ranked or unranked. If you think you'll be more comfortable playing unranked, go for it, but there's nothing wrong with playing ranked, even if you're trying to learn, you know? Ladder is just, is there for you to learn. It's not there for you to, like, it's just, it's, like, your ladder ranking shows how good you are right now. But it doesn't matter if, like, you go down a league because you're practicing new builds. You're just practicing, you know? As for playing versus friends and custom games, they're not really necessary. Like, until you hit Diamond, it doesn't really matter if you play versus a friend. If you struggle in one matchup, then yeah, sometimes it can be good to just try to look for practice partners, so you can practice your new build. But the AI usually will be good enough for that, so it's okay if you don't have any friends. Alright, so this is going to be the last game of Bronze Master for this episode. We'll do Phoenix and 2 Colossus macro. By the way, in 2 hours I have some coaching, PvP diamond coaching. Okay. Usually versus Zerg you want to scout on 13, but I didn't do that, so... Alright, so he had a gas. and he's doing a gas pool and 2 an expand. So we're gonna let the Zealot finish. This is a little safer. Then we're gonna expand after that. Expand after that. And then gas, because we want to be able to get the Stargate quickly enough. And then pylon. And probe. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Oops. Okay. Okay, so gate, Stargate, and then a pylon. Whoops. Do sentries, stalkers, and immortals outrange roaches? I think roach have 4 range and sentries have 5. And then immortals and stalkers have 4. So to answer your questions, yes. Okay, we're gonna put a pylon behind our rocks, make sure nothing crazy is going on there. I'm gonna get a sentry. Actually, we'll wait for a warp gate to be finished. Another phoenix. Yeah, the best way to learn a build is to do it like once or twice versus the AI, and then just go on ladder with it. And then every time you're about to like start a practice session, then you can do it again, like once or twice, and then go on ladder. So that's like gonna warm you up. It's gonna warm you up for the ladder games, and then it's gonna remind you like of the key timings that you need for the build. Catch a probe. So this this build is a little bit more complicated because there's a lot to do, because you got a micro back and forth between your main base and your phoenixes. It takes 1 left if you have 4 phoenix, but because there was no spore, I decided to go for it. Let's see here. So here there's a spore and 2 queens. So that's a little heavy. Because the last thing you want is to put too much pressure on yourself and think of StarCraft as like a job, you know? StarCraft is meant to have fun, so playing build order 10 games in a row versus AI, like even I don't do that. Like once or twice, take it on ladder. If you think you got a lot of parts wrong, then you can do it one more time on ladder versus AI. Okay, so here, 2 sentries for this build is pretty common, but we'll get 3 because it's a pretty wide map. So I have my observer here is going to scout. I park it here at the natural so I can see what comes out of the natural and the main, because that's really important. That's where most of the units come out. Okay, cannon, gate, cannon, pylon, and then we'll put 2 gates in front of that. Is that why Immortal Sentry is so effective? Because you can force field them and outrange them? Yes. Yes, basically. Okay, so I get 2 free overlords. It's always nice. Okay, we get the floating a lot of chrono boosts. We'll try to chrono all the things. Okay. I'm gonna protect the cannon. Go for another overlord. And then back out. Oh, this queen was chasing. So we're gonna show her who's the boss. I think he's grabbing the gold or something. So we're gonna start. Oh, I'm on only 2 gates. Oh my god. Okay, chrono all the things. So maybe grab the other. Maybe this base. No. Well, StarCraft's a job, but I mean, like in general, you don't want to be treating StarCraft like a job, because then you know what's the point? You already have a job. StarCraft is meant to have fun, so yeah, you do want to improve, but not everyone improves at the same speed, and you just gotta be patient. There's no shortcut to success. It just takes a lot of hard work, and if you like, sometimes you'll try super hard. And you'll put in a lot of time, and it'll be like counterproductive, because you'll be burning yourself out, you know. So take it one step at a time. Just try to have fun. So here I'm moving. Oh, yeah, I think he saw that. He saw that, and he wanted to go for it. So here I have 3 Colossus. I don't know what he's doing. He could do mass mutas, and it would be hard to defend, but. No, okay, so he's doing a lot of roaches. Okay, I don't think he was ready. I think what really hurt him was my Phoenix Harass. It seemed to have slowed him down a lot. He was trying to get like a lot of upgrades. What? I went like... This is like Madalus getting mad at Queenie for playing Phoenix Colossus. How can you get mad at Phoenix Colossus? It's like the epitome of standard macro play, where there's like no... So anyhow... Isn't that the right word though? Epitome? Epitome? Well, you guys are so judgmental. Alright guys, well that wraps up Bronze to Master episode 10. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be on YouTube tomorrow morning, and then the Bronze to Master episode 9, I think I'm going to put it up on YouTube right now. So I'm really trying to bring back my YouTube, because I know I've said that a couple times and I still haven't. My prime was like October, where I was putting a video every day, and it's really my goal to bring it back to that level. So guys, thank you so much for watching the Bronze to Master episode 10. If you're watching on the stream, I'm not going anywhere. Please don't leave. Please. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time.